Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's session. In meanwhile, we can get each other's introduction. So let's start with Pradeep.
Okay,
Hello.
so hi, this is Pradeep Basti, and I'm IT infrastructure manager, having experience with 17 years and taking care of IT infrastructure as well as securities, leading the global ITs.
Okay. Yeah, Deepen sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Rohan.
Okay. Now let's move forward.
I'm just sharing my screen.
Yeah,
Let me know once it is visible.
sure, sir. Yes, sir, your screen
Visible?
is visible. Yes, sir, it's visible now.
Great.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. Very warm welcome to you all. My name is Rohan Rai, and I am very delighted to host the iFour Technolab. Thank you so much for joining us. We truly appreciate your time and interest. So, can you please change the slide? Yeah. Let me give you the brief introduction, like who we are and what service we provide. iFour Technolab helps business to secure and scale the digital solution using the Microsoft technologies, and we are the Microsoft solution partner in across all four pillars, which are data and AI, infrastructure Azure, and modern work and digital and app innovation. And our key services are Microsoft Azure, Azure implementation, Microsoft 365 Dynamics, cloud migration, custom application development, advanced analytics, and AI solution. And we are ISO 9001 and ISO 27001 certified, which highlights our commitment to the quality and information security. And we have office in US and Australia, with our development center in India serving client globally. And our primary industry are healthcare, legal, and fintech, where security and compliance are very critical. Let me give you the introduction about the today's speaker. We are very pleased to have Deepen Gandhi, a leader with over 20 years of experience across all well-known global organizations like Microsoft, Oracle, and HCL. Without taking much more time, let me invite Mr. Deepen Gandhi to take over the today's session. Deepen sir.
Thank you, Rohan, for warm introduction, and thank you all for joining in today's evening at India time. Let me just give you the context what we are going to cover. Right, the agenda is flow is mainly on around security, and we will discuss what are the key security challenges for small and medium businesses in today's scenario, how Microsoft Security can help you, Microsoft Security in action, and mainly on the demo side, we have created a demo environment, and we will show you how it can benefited you and how Microsoft Security in action can really help you to get the secure posture. We'll also have a tabletop activity, which is mainly an interactive session with the real time incident or real world scenario incident, and then we will encourage you all to participate in that by answering the questions or multiple options after the video or simulation. We'll recap the features and the solutions of the security at the end and next steps. So, just to give you the brief, we all know about what are the security parameters, and mostly insiders matter. So, when we are talking about SMB, 1 in 5 data security incidents are caused by the people inside the organization, whether it is intentional or accidental. So we really want to know that speed wins for the attackers. The response time or a median time to fall for a phishing email under 60 seconds, which compressing the window to detect and respond. Right, and SMBs are affected. The stakes are very high. Nearly half of the small and medium businesses report the breaches, and the global cost of cybercrime continues to rise. So basically, this idea is just to show you that nearly half of the SMBs has already experienced a cyber breach in the past year, and the median time for someone to fall for a phishing email is under a minute. That means attackers are getting a foothold faster than most organizations can react. This is not a small company problem that only big firms face. these challenges is happening now, and the financial impact is very huge. Global cybercrime cost, if you really look at it, are projected to reach the trillions. As we move forward to talk about how Microsoft security can help keep these facts front and center, right? Insiders and phishing clicks drive many incidents. At the same time, breaches are common for smaller organizations as well, and the cost of inaction is real. So, it is very important now for any organization, whether it is a small business or a large business, to get into the security or to get into the secure posture, because staying secure is more challenging for small businesses, and even attackers go after the easiest targets. So when we really look at it, SMBs face more ransomware, more phishing, and more data exfiltration because resources are limited and attack surfaces are often less controlled. You know that speed is a problem in any small businesses, where a single phishing click can lead to a rapid credential compromise, and even a lateral movement ransomware follows very quickly, in which the response time is very critical gap, right? So data leaves the organization in surprising ways. If you don't have the visibility, or without the clear visibility and controls, sensitive data can be exposed through email, different cloud apps, or removable media long before it's detected. So, more ransomware, more phishing, and more data filtration can happen in SMB business. At the same time, SMB business aren't too small to be targeted. Most of the time, a lot of people and lot of us think that we are too small to be attacked, right? But it's not the case in current scenario. Because of the less resources, because of the limitations, and the response time, phishing can be lightning fast. A single click can lead to credential theft, and SMBs are experiencing this right now. So, everything can happen to the small business as well, because they are the easy target. And even it is a small organization or a large organization, the security posture or a security has to be implemented, because SMBs face the same threat patterns as larger enterprises do. But since there are fewer people and less time to react, uh, I think the incident will happen and it can expand further. So if you really look at it, the small businesses are often in spotlight in terms of the cyber breach, because SMBs are prime targets when a small business experience the same threat pattern as large organization, but there are four times more likely to be breached. Pressure points, you know that as any small, as we covered, that they have a limited staff, a fragmented tools, and a tight budget to create gaps. Attackers exploit very quickly. So speed matters in this case, and a single click can escalate to data exposure as well. But overall, if you really look at it, the data shows that SMB face the same threat patterns as larger firms, but with fewer people and less time to respond. In fact, the small businesses are four times more likely to be victims of the cyber security breaches than the larger organization, according to the industry reporting. Attackers go where the path of least resistance is: limited staff, and there are multiple fragmented tools, stretched budgets. That means a single phishing click can lead to many threats. When incident unfold, the clock is unforgiving and the cleanup falls on a small team. So this is the reality of many SMBs today, and the same threats but less time and fewer hands to stop them. This is clearly showing that the small and medium businesses are also vulnerable in terms of the getting into the attacks. And this is something, the statistics of the small businesses, because the small businesses does not mean a small security problems, right? Ransomware in SMB breaches, like 88% of the SMB breaches involve the ransomware, which is more than double rate in the large organization. Financial motive dominates, because 99% of SMB breaches are financially motivated, with external actors responsible in nearly all the cases. Risk surface is broader than you think. So, really look at it: 46% of the compromised systems with corporate logins were non managed devices, underscoring BYOD and hybrid work scenario. which can attack like $250,000 as a average attack cost. So this small businesses is also basically are inclined towards these attacks from the external actors who are really looking for a financial gains or a that motive dominates in this, and one breach can cost many dollars. So if we really look at it, the challenges are the same no matter the company size. Many times, even I have covered this as well, that if there is a small organization, they are really thinking that okay, what will do in my security, or I will not get any breach into my organization because I is too small to attack. But attackers are fast. Lateral movement can occur in 72 minutes after a phishing click. Detection can't be the only line of defense. So when we are talking about detection is slow, mean time to identify and contain credential based breaches is about 292 days, and that's a long exposure window to the attackers. At the same time, AI, we are using and we are getting into the AI, and no organization today is strategically can work without AI, right? So there is a strategy of AI, whether it is tools or app or anything which is AI, which again expand the risk. And 32% of data security incidents in current scenario now involve generative AI, adding a new vectors for leakage and misuse. So if you really look at it, the challenges are AI add a new attack surfaces where whether it is agents, plugins, models, orchestration can expose data in ways of a traditional control don't see. So AI risk rides on an existing channel because many times we there are some prompts or responses can leak the secrets. I think this that can be risk ties directly to the identity or maybe endpoints, cloud, and data, which can expose to each of these four pillars, right, of the security. You are not sharing or you are not starting from zero. If really if you have many customers, if they have a Microsoft Business Premium, protection is in place. It is the matter how you can configure it or how you can add the security, because you can use the baseline and Microsoft 365 Business Premium as a baseline layer in your AI aware controls. So when we talk about different security breaches, the small businesses are not also a part of the breaches which are happening nowadays, and they are more vulnerable towards the attack. AI is adding the risk, but at the same time we have a solution for that. And if you are having already a business Microsoft 365 Business Premium, then as a part of that you are already covered as a baseline. So for the many organization, it promotes the baseline of being identity, device, email, and data protection together. The foundation gives you the place to start as you map AI risk into your current security posture. So really, now it's a matter that how you want to configure it, and as a baseline of different security breaches, you already protected from at least on a basic level of it. Of course, protecting data is complex in the era of AI because nowadays data is diverse and dynamic. When you really look at it, the different data types and new AI uses mean risk isn't only about what is stored, right? It is also about when data is used or how it is transit or where it travels. So AI amplifies this exposure, like whether it is the prompts or agents or plugins can unintentionally move sensitive information and outside approved boundaries, which is again increasing the need of visibility and guardrails. So rules keep changing, and regulatory and compliance, which is mostly the healthcare and the law firms which we are talking about, and which are very strict in terms of expectation, evolve alongside the AI adoption. So control must be flexible and consistently apply across the estate to be more regulative and complied as per the industry standard. So really, if you look at it, data is also very is the most important part when we're getting into the AI transformation, and how we can protect that. That also we will cover in the subsequent session. Now, as we covered, that fragmentation creates the noise and delay because duplicate data and inconsistent labeling lead into the redundant alerts and slower siloed investigations. Exposure grows with complexity, untrusted sources, and gaps in coverage increases the attack surface and the chance of data leakage. So, AI compounds the risk. Without integrated governance, AI usage add uncontrolled data flow and raises regulatory and security exposure. And one breach or one security incident in a small business can shut the business, because when there is a regulatory and compliance laws, very strict laws, mostly in the healthcare or a BFSI or in the law firms where data is at heart, and if there is a data breach happen, it is very risky to have that business running going forward if there is some security incident happen. So it is always better to have this security posture before any incident rather than be reactive. Let's be proactive, and which can protect you from the different data breaches or cybersecurity threats. How the solution looks like in today's security challenges, right? So we have to have a modernized security operations, because security teams are overwhelmed by too many tools right now. There are too many alerts, the manual things, consolidating into a unified experience, and now using AI helps reducing the silos and the speed response. So overall, if you want to protect your data, data now lives across the clouds and devices and applications. Governance need to cover how data is used, shared, and stored without slowing the business. So really, if you look at it, there are two way of doing this solution in today's simplifying the solution. One is automating your security, where simplifying the security operations and addressing the tool fragmentation instead of a multiple third party tools or a multiple tools. How we can do it, or centralize automating the security, and same time how we can protect the data by mitigating the security risk by labeling or anything that sensitivity labels or data needs respect to the data, how we can cover that. By protecting the data, we can always look how it is used, shared, and stored. It's about reducing the risk without slowing down the business, because when you are already having this labeling or a data, protecting your data, so you are at least assured that my business runs as usual without the theft or without the data leakage. So here we comes how Microsoft security leads with end-to-end protection. Microsoft security, which basically it's the end-to-end coverage, a unified platform which protects the identities, endpoints, apps, and data across multiple cloud and multi-platform environments. So basically, it reduces the tools from signal correlation. So when we talk about cross-domain signals, give analysts the full context they need to be investigated and respond faster with less manual stitching. At the same time, Microsoft, since there is an endpoint and Windows, there are maximum threat signals that is received or that is analyzed as the endpoints from the Windows side of it. We basically, as a Microsoft, they receive multiple trillions of signals, right? And they also have that correlations how a cross-domain signals can analyze. And basically, if you have your business premium foundation with customers with 365 business premium already have core controls in place. So I think use this baseline to add depth and scale without disrupting the operation. So once you have this business premium in place, and you can have this different threat protection or data security device management in place, you can always configure that correctly, and that threat intelligence or research and surrounding ecosystem will help you to protect like different workloads and different devices which are coming on the way and which you are already covering through business premium. So Microsoft Business Premium is your baseline, where it is again a productivity tool. At the same time, it is productivity plus built-in security, because when we are talking about identity, when talking about devices or email, that's a simple to deploy and manage. Similarly, at the same time, risks have accelerated. So, as we covered that, attackers move faster and data now flows through more applications and more devices, which was suffice yesterday can leave gaps today. So, for if you have done already a secure posture yesterday, but it's not an it's not an option that it is done and dusted, right? You have to evolve every day, and you really need that foundation to build on, extend the controls where risk is rising in all the aspects of it, whether it's data or identity, and without disturbing your users or adding unnecessary complexity. So if we cover, or if we just see the business premium, which is very comprehensive, with the Microsoft apps, Teams, and security as a one solution. And it is cost effective because it is also productivity and a secure solution, which reduces your operational expense with automation. At the same time, it can integrate security foundation. So you can see that most of the time, if you really be using the Microsoft solutions, uh, there might be a case where if you are using a third party security solution, then there might be some integration, or there is some manual things are required, and there is a cost attached to it. Most of the time, either people are not aware that Microsoft is also one of the top security vendor currently, and in fact the security is a separate solution area, and it is like on the every chart it is topping the security as a vendor. So if we really integrate this solution, uh, it can give you the foundation for the security, which is like a core security across your devices, identity, device, apps, and data. So Microsoft is the top rated security vendor, and I think by getting into this along with the business premium, it can give you the most productive and secure solution. Again, I think what we have covered is integrated security in the small business. So business premium provides a strong baseline across the identity, devices, and data and email, and it is very simple to deploy and build for everyday protection. And if you really look at it, today's threat moves faster than a core defense alone, right? So if there is a phishing or a ransomware or a data exposure, accelerating across, it can accelerate anywhere between the apps, devices, and cloud services. So this foundation layer sets the stage for why customers may need advanced capability, automation, cross-domain detection, and deeper data protection. No keep up with the modern security to keep up with the modern security challenges. So if you really look at it, there is a layer, there is a foundation, but we also need to defend against the cyber threats, safeguard your data, and manage across devices and access, right? So if there is a need of advanced protection as well. So when we are talking about business premium, uh, you can always add on what you have the base, and you can always build on the base, where build on what you already have by using your business premium baseline and layer into the enterprise grade security and governance, which is like a no rip and replace, just targeted controls where risk is rising. So there are two things here. One is the advanced threat protection at business premium scale. So Defender Suits basically adds the AI driven detection and automated disruption across the endpoints, email, identity, and the SaaS application to reduce the risk and the response time. At the same time, unified data security and compliance, Purview Suite adds the automatic classifications DLP across the email, Teams, SharePoint, endpoint, insider risk analytics, and we can always have e-discovery or audit for the regulatory readiness. Because most of the time, if at all something is happen and it is highly controlled regulated industry, we also need to get into the audits, and it can provided by the Purview Suite, where there is a e-discovery or audit for the readiness of the regulatory. So when we look at it overall, right? So we have an identity protection where MFA fatigue is real, where attackers prompt user until they approve, or a single mistake they can approve, then grant the access, which is again going to the risk-based decision matter. I think the sign-in by user, device, location, and behavior things, then apply the right challenge or block automatically. So if really we want to control this, I think contain first and investigate next. That's the way. Block risky sign-ins, force re-authentication, and limit access until the issue is resolved. So basically, you are stopping the attacker's progress immediately. And you can always protect the identity in the organization. Email protection, when there is a manual response, is it always leaves a gap, but delivered phishing email can require time consuming and human led investigation and removal while the attackers keep moving while we find it. But the automated containment matters. So when we are using the advanced protection, can delete the malicious messages and from every mailbox, block the attacker's domain, and hunt for the similar threats without waiting for IT. So it can be automated and it can protect you from the email phishing attacks. Shift from chasing to stopping. So by implementing this, right, the value is in turning detection into the immediate action. So when we are really implementing this, we are reducing the exposure, workload, and the window for damage. Endpoint protection, again, if you really look at the manual response, which leaves the gaps, because a delivered or a active ransomware incident often requires time consuming human led investigation to contain and clean up while the attack can spread. At the same time, if you are really automate the things or automated it can advance security protection, can isolate the infected devices, hunt for similar activity across the endpoints, and remove the threat everywhere without waiting for again IT, right? So build on your baseline where customer with business premium already have a strong foundation. The defender suite adds automated enterprise grade endpoint response to reduce the exposure and at the same time keep operation running. So you have business premium, you have a defender suite, and it can give you again an endpoint protection automatically and on automated way to protect your endpoints. Cloud app security. So if you are using a business premium, I think there is no control alone and no alert, no control. The upload happens when employee is uploading the file to an unsanctioned file sharing app. At the same time, if you really deploy the cloud application protection, it can basically it can control or it advance as security can discover the apps, block risky uploads, and steer users to approved services, right? So while keeping the auditable logs for compliance. So business premium alone cannot do this. At the same time, if you really implement this cloud application protection, it can help you to protect from the different security threats from the different cloud applications. Example of this may be if you are you can also steer users to approved services, like there is a data in OneDrive and get alerting and logs for compliance and investigation. That means you can prevent data leaks before they can happen and keep the collaboration fast and still keep your data under control. So I think the foundation plus advanced security and cloud app security or cloud app protection is the real security posture. At the same time, data protection is also very important because unmanaged cloud apps are built on spot. So business premium data loss prevention may stop risky email, but it can't control the uploads from the endpoint to the unsanctioned apps and prevent, don't just detect. So advanced data controls can identify sensitive content on devices or in motion and block the transfer and record the event for compliance and investigation. Even the behavioral signal matter. So when repeated or risk uploads trigger follow up, maybe a insider risk review. So you can reduce the further exposure rather than just cleaning up after it happens. So Purview Suites will really give you the data security, which is the real requirement for the regulatory industry and for any industry per se. But really, when there is a regulatory and compliance involved, this is the most important thing, that we should have this safeguards or data safeguards, and we should implement along with the business premium. Here is, as we covered, there are multiple protection and really look at it, the identity protection or email protection, endpoint protection, and cloud app security, data security, and compliance. So when you have the baseline versus advanced. So business premium you have already implemented as a baseline. You already have a core email, endpoint, identity, and data protections. But if you really have a suits, right, you add on the defender suits and purview suits, it is again giving you the automated investigation, disruption, cross estate containment, and risk based control. that addresses key business challenges, which really closes the gaps because it suits handle campaign level email threat or isolate the infected devices, challenge the risky sign-ins, govern shadow IT, and block the sensitive data movement at the endpoint or at network level. Outcome to emphasize is to move from detect and notify to detect, contain, and prevent the spread while keeping the collaboration fast and compliant. So, if you really want automated things and everything to be on a high secure posture along with the business premium, these suits are very much required, and you can have the full protection on the security side of it with the automated things can done, and you can protect from any breach which is mentioned from the any point of time, whether it is identity or email or endpoint or multiple cloud apps or a data security. So if we really look at it currently, predict, detect, and respond. Basically, a next generation protection anticipates the attack and catches threats as they appear. So tomorrow's defense, we have to implement it today in the security side of it, because it can predict the attacks to enable adaptive posture or detect emerging threats in real time, rapidly remediate with automated response, and continuously optimize the security operations. So as we covered that what are the two things which required, which is basically optimize your security operations, and you have automated things to implement on the security. So which require the continuous improvement. The environment learns and gets better over time. But I think by implementing this, our unified security operation can give you work together. So analysts focus on high priority threats and not the tool switching, like one tool to another tool. In the case of the third party tools they are using along in the Microsoft 365. So it gives you the end to end coverage, whether it is identity, devices, email, and cloud apps and data all on a single platform. So teams can see whole story, not a fragmented signals. Build on what you have got, as many customers already have the business premium as their secure baseline. The platform advanced capability plug in on top of the foundation, and add targeted protection. You can add enterprise grade endpoint EDR or risk based access, SaaS governance, and unified data controls as required or as needed as per your organization, keeping the operation simple while raising the protection. So there are a lot of, like, as a security platform it can cover everything, and it's like a end to end security platform with defender suite for business premium, which also have a security platform as Sentinel, and then there are multiple connectors to it. So it can simplify your security posture, or it can also give you the more protection. Again, these are different plans. What is the plans which is required to get into this security, where identity first, maybe enter ID plan 2, and when we are talking about detect and contain across devices and email, it may be a defender for endpoint plan 2, and office 365 p2. So these are different plans for different security postures, right? I will not get into much detail, but these are something that there are plans available which can give you the different security at different levels, whether it is devices or identity or a collaboration or at the application level, right? So now we will go to the Microsoft Purview, which is again a unified approach on the data side of it. Whether really if you have a one portfolio which have the controls, Purview's data security, compliance, and governance tools share AI classification, also the data map, connectors, and audit. So basically policies and insights are consistent across your estate. So whether once you have the baseline, you can always add Purview Suite, which can automatically classify DLP across M365 and endpoints, insider risk analytics, and also premium e-discovery or audit without retooling. It also scales with your data. So Purview is designed to cover M365 as well as non-M365 sources, maybe through Azure, Fabric, Copilot Studio, and third party. So governance and protection scale as AI and cloud use grow. Today, as we know that multiple cloud applications organization is using, and now AI is coming to the picture, it can also scale with your data. Similarly, because you can always have that platform and ecosystem. Even the Microsoft solutions are available for that. So when we're talking about the data, the Microsoft Purview gives you the with the business premium gives you the full responsible, I think, the security portion on the data side of it. And we should have implement this on the really we should have this when there is a audit required or there is a compliance and regulated industry, because data is very important, and the governance of it or a compliance side of it, a security side of it, is everything is important. So along with business premium, Microsoft Purview can solve that problem. It mainly covers the data controls. So Purview shared services basically keep the policies and insights consistent across the M365 and beyond. Uh, Protect where people work, right? So DLP and information protection apply to email, Teams, or SharePoint or endpoints, and blocking the risky action in real time. At the same time, it reduces the insider and communication risk, where, of course, insider risk management spots risky behavior, communication compliance flags, and remediates the problematic communication in email or Teams. Compliance readiness at scale. So data compliances like with premium e-discovery and audit plus life cycle or records policy, investigation and meet the regulatory objections or obligations with less manual effort can be possible. So when it comes to data security and compliance, the unified data security governance and compliance solution is Microsoft Purview in the era of AI, because it, again, as we covered, it also grow along with your scale with your data and the AI adoption. Now we really go into the practical demo of it, because I think I've tried to cover what are the SMB, why SMB is also requiring the security, and what are the Microsoft security covers from end to end, from business premium to Purview and Defender. Now we have created some demo environment, and you can see how it really works as a Defender, as a portal, right? So you can go into the portal, and I'll just start the demo so you can get better understanding how it can work. Rohan, just let me know once the other screen is visible.
Yes, sir. I'll let you know. Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
This one, right?
Yeah. Yes.
All
Visible.
right. So we'll just get into the practicalities, where how we just create account, like let's see XYZ Limited. As a business segment, we just try and put the SMB geography. Let's put India right now, and industry. We are talking more about healthcare. So just add this. Okay, I think it's already exists. So maybe ABC. Let's do it. SMB. So India. Okay, so now we have created this and we'll start the demo. We're just coming on that demo screen, so it will take a while. Is it visible now, Rohan?
Yes, sir. It's visible. You can start the demo.
Great. Okay. So we'll just start the demo how it really looks like, right? So when this is the Microsoft Defender, and when we go into here, we'll start with the Defender portal, where there is a unified security operation platform. When we're talking about automating security and the unified platform, which gives you this kind of a view. And when you really go and look at it, what are the incidents, it is helping 4 incidents require your actions. So you go and click here. When it goes and incidents, what are the incident happen, or what are the alerts which is already shown here. So we go into this deeply, where you go into deeper into the last item of the list. So it shows that on keyboard attack from a compromised account. So hands on keyboard. So now we just go into deeper into it, and we look at it. It clearly have the alerts. It gives you the complete thread on the different alerts, and what are the threads and what are the alerts which is giving. So when again we deep dive into it, it really shows that there are 26 alert. So instead of this multi-stage or a multi-domain attack, which is already have a 26 alert, and when you really getting into the manual things, it cannot be figured out manually. It is really a pain. So when it is automated security, it can give you a multi-stage or a multi-domain attacks as a 26 alerts, which is automated again from the defender. Right, right away, I can see that the attack disruption protected our organization. This means, in this case, that identity compromised by the attack have been suspended and contained, effectively removing the foothold and preventing a widespread outage or a data exfiltration. So again, this is just a view and how you can also automate the security and like the security operations by defender. It clearly shows how it can defect, how it can detect, and how it can you can run this in your organization by implementing defender. So again, if you really go on a different incidents, it will show you the different threats, and it will show you how you can implement, how you can react, and how it can automate the incidents and threat. This is just a simple example. We can always get into more detail, but you see here the attack. If you really want, this is the attack story, and these are the incident happen on a different way. You see the overall attack story is already coming. What happened and how we have prevented that. You can go and see all the attacks. Hands-on keyboard attack was launched from a computer. So this is an example how this can be prevented. Now, if we really, this is the demo environment, but if you really implement this in your organization, it can really automate, and it can give you the this all seven. These are the threats which is already mentioned here. So how you can really overview that, and how you can prevent on before the incident can occur, right? So it will give you the view of the automated things which can cover here. I'll just show, and I know that you will not get the complete film because it's just a demo environment, and also we have limited time, but you can always experience this once you have this defender implemented in your organization. You can see the alerts here. You can see what are the incidents in what are the investigation happen, and this is the evidence and response where you can see this is the summary of the incident on the execution, on defense, and credential access. So it can the idea here is what we were explaining. Basically, it can automate the response. At the same time, it can simplify the security operations. And this is the kind of a portal on a defender you will get. So it can integrate it very seamlessly with your identity or data or endpoints or different cloud apps, and it can very much seamlessly work with the Microsoft 365 business premium or applications which are there. Overall, this is just a overview, and we can get into the detail. We can have get into the detailed demo if really you want to see. I'll just close this, and we can go on a another activity which we have mentioned, right? We this is the activity, tabletop activity, that I will cover now, and I think it would be more interactive with all of you, because there are certain simulations, and then you need to respond with the answers. So I think this activity is more of a discussion and the overall interactive session, because almost like 1 hour I'm speaking, but like let's be interactive now, because it's a real world simulation or scenario, and you can give your view like why you have selected this option, and you can always put it in chat as well. So let's do this activity to be more interactive and to understand how this real world scenario security incident happen, and how Microsoft security has helped that with the different solution in place, or how a partner managed service provider has helped the organization to protect them in future, right? So let's go on this activity. Rohan, let me know once my screen is visible on the activity side of it.
Yes, sir. The screen is visible now.
Okay, is it visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
The Excellence Award.
Yeah, now
How
it's
trust became
yeah.
a weapon. And Arsdale Limited is an elite full-service accounting firm known for handling complex financial matters for high-net-worth individuals and growing businesses. Founded by Grace Owens, a former Big Four partner, the firm has built a reputation for precision, discretion, and innovative client service. With 100 employees across 3 offices, Chicago headquarters, New York, and London, Van Arsdale serves approximately 250 clients, including business owners, executives, professional athletes, and families. Their services span tax planning, audit, estate planning, business consulting, and specialized legal services. Van Arsdale has always been early adopters of technology. They use Microsoft 365 Business Premium for productivity, collaboration, and security. Jennifer Wilkins, their IT director, partners with a trusted managed service provider to handle infrastructure, security monitoring, and technical support. It's a lean, efficient model that works well for a firm their size. Grace has been investing in AI-powered tools to enhance client service. They've deployed Microsoft 365 Copilot across the firm and are exploring how intelligent agents could automate routine tasks, tax document analysis, compliance monitoring, financial forecasting. The vision is clear: use AI to handle repetitive work so their professionals can focus on high-value client relationships. But innovation brings new risks. It's late October. The firm is entering their busiest season: year-end tax planning, estate reviews, corporate audits. Every employee is managing sensitive client data across dozens of active engagements. Then something unusual arrives. Several employees receive physical mail, high-quality embossed envelopes, announcing they've been selected for the Excellence Award, recognizing outstanding contributions to the accounting profession. The letter congratulates them and invites them to scan a QR code to register for the award ceremony and claim a professional recognition package. The letters look legitimate. The branding is professional. The timing seems right. Several Van Arsdale team members have been active in industry associations and community service. George Maines, a senior attorney handling complex litigation, scans the QR code during his lunch break using his personal phone. Holly Reese, a financial planning specialist working with high net worth clients, scans it while reviewing documents at home one evening. Joseph Grech, a business consulting manager advising a tech CEO on a confidential acquisition, scans it between client meetings. Each thinks, "This is nice recognition. I'll register quickly and get back to work." But here's what they don't know. The QR code leads to a sophisticated phishing site designed to steal Microsoft 365 credentials. The attack exploits the security gap between personal devices and corporate systems. Once the session tokens are captured, attackers can access corporate resources without triggering multi-factor authentication, because the session is already authenticated. Over the next 3 weeks, the attackers operate silently. Week 1, reconnaissance. They explore which clients each employee manages, what files they access, and what data is most valuable. Week 2, targeted access. They systematically download client files, emails, financial documents, and legal correspondence. Week 3, exfiltration. 47 gigabytes of data across 1,247 files are downloaded to external servers. During maintenance activities, Van Arsdale's MSP partner notices something odd. Login patterns don't match typical behavior. Devices are accessing files at unusual times. Geographic locations seem inconsistent. Jennifer Wilkins gets the call.
We're seeing some anomalies. We need to investigate.
The founder, Grace Owens, voices her concern.
I read that 60% of small companies go out of business within 6 months of a cyber attack. 60%. That number terrifies me, because that could be us. That could be Van Arsdale. We've spent 15 years building this firm. Our clients trust us with their most sensitive financial information, tax returns, estate plans, family activities, and customers' businesses. One breach could destroy that trust overnight. Jennifer just told me we may be under attack ourselves. If that's true, then this isn't just a tech problem. This is an existential threat to everything we've built.
Part 1. Discovery. What's your first move? During a follow-up security review, Van Arsdale's MSP partner notices something concerning. George Maine's account shows unusual login patterns. Access from a personal phone that's registered in the system, but at times when George wasn't using it. Files accessed that aren't part of his current caseload. downloads happening during off hours. The login credentials appear legitimate. The device signatures match known devices, but the behavior doesn't fit George's typical work patterns. When Jennifer reviews the activity, she sees George's account accessed 3 different client matters he's not currently working on. Document downloads during times George was in court or client meetings. Unusual geographic indicators. Logins from his home IP address when he was confirmed to be at the office. The MSP flags it as potentially suspicious, but they're not certain. Could it be legitimate? Is George working on a new case? Is he reviewing old files for reference? Jennifer isn't sure if this warrants an immediate response or further investigation. How will you respond to the first sign of compromise?
So now it's the maybe someone can answer it, or we can put it in the chat. What is the option, or how you will respond to the first sign of compromise with the different option? I encourage you to maybe speak up or put it in the chat of the options, and we'll just go through the maximum options which we can cover. Rohan, let me know if you are getting the chat on chat.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure, sir, sure.
I'll just wait for a couple of minutes where we see what are the options coming, and then we can go on the next best option available.
Yes, sir. Option A, disconnect all system from the network and isolate critical.
Okay, what are the maximum options coming? Like, is it A, B, C, D, or E?
So like we got 2 replies. One is A and the other is disconnect all the system from the network and isolate critical systems.
Okay, but is there option on of that here?
Yeah.
I don't see that as an option, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
it can be. It can be, but
Yeah,
there
like
is-
if anyone have any kind of query, they can unmute their mic and ask.
we are looking for the options. Like what you
Option A.
option A. Okay, great.
Option A.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
let's
The
go on.
majority is option
You act
A. Let's go with
decisively,
option
but
A.
without full context. You immediately reset George's password and force MFA re-enrollment across his devices. Outcomes. You've stopped any unauthorized access using his current credentials. No further suspicious logins are observed from his account. George is locked out during active client litigation, urgent court deadlines at risk. The attackers may have already moved to other accounts. Discussion points. What are the risks of acting without understanding the full attack scope? How do you balance security response with business continuity for client-facing professionals? Could capabilities like behavioral analytics and automated investigation help you act with confidence instead of guessing?
So now we are looking the best option. Although
MSP suggests launching a unified investigation to correlate identity signals, file access patterns, and device behavior across all accounts. You discover Defender XDR is not included in Business Premium. You don't have access to automated investigation and response. You'll have to choose a different, less effective approach. Discussion points. What would you want to see in a unified threat investigation? How much faster could you respond if all 3 compromised accounts were identified immediately? What would it be worth to detect this attack in hours instead of weeks? Van Arsdale's MSP found the warning signs, but couldn't connect the dots fast enough. 3 weeks had passed before the activity was identified. Let's rewind and imagine a better outcome. What went wrong? Suspicious activity was detected across multiple accounts, but not correlated. Manual investigation took too long and missed signals. No automated way to identify coordinated attack patterns. Jennifer and the MSP were flying blind with disconnected tools. What could have helped? With the Microsoft Defender Suite for Business Premium, Van Arsdale would have access to Defender XDR to automatically correlate identity, device, and file access signals across all accounts, identifying all 3 victims immediately. Intra ID protection to flag impossible travel, session token abuse, and unusual access patterns which could have detected the QR code attack methodology. Automated investigation and response AIR, enabling investigation of incidents in minutes instead of days, automatically identifying the attack scope. And risk-based protection with Entra ID protection, you can automatically require re-authentication when risk spikes without locking everyone out. Defender Suite for Business Premium helps provide detection in hours instead of weeks, identifying victims at once instead of one at a time, and helping to contain the breach before data could be stolen. Number 2, the ransom demand. How will you respond? Friday afternoon, Jennifer's phone rings. The MSP partner has urgent news.
We found 2 more compromised accounts. This is bigger than we thought.
Holly Reese and Joseph Gregg show the same attack pattern as George. Login abuse, unusual file access, off-hours downloads. The preliminary analysis is devastating. 47 gigabytes of data downloaded across all 3 accounts. 1,247 files accessed, tax returns, legal documents, financial plans, business consulting reports, and client correspondence. 3-week window of undetected access. 150 plus clients potentially affected. Then the ransom email arrives, sent to Grace Owens with the subject line, "Your client data is not as secure as you think." The message is simple.
We have 47 gigabytes of sensitive client data from Van Arsdale. Tax returns, your client's personal family matters, estate plans, acquisition strategies, attorney-client privileged communications. Pay $500,000 in cryptocurrency within 72 hours. We start to publish everything, one client at a time. Your clients will know you couldn't protect their most sensitive information. Your reputation will be destroyed. Your firm will be finished.
They include a sample, file names, client names, document previews, proof they have exactly what they claim. Grace calls an emergency leadership meeting. Jennifer and the MSP are on the call. The crisis is real. The damage is done. The clock is ticking. 72 hours to decide. 3 incidents, 47 gigabytes stolen, 72 hours to decide. How will you respond?
Yeah, I encourage that you put the option or speak up in the chat or speak up. Which is the option that you will
Yeah, it
respond to
will be
this?
good. Like if someone can unmute their mic, like if they have anything in mind, like they think that this option is correct, they can unmute their mic and speak up.
Or maybe you can put it in the chat if
Yeah.
what is the option that you will
Sir, right
respond.
now we are getting option E or B. E
Okay,
and B.
let's go to the option E then.
Yeah.
You bring in the experts
Yes.
at emergency rates. Grace
got the best
authorizes
option.
an $85,000 engagement with a specialized incident response firm. A 2-person advance team is on site remotely within 4 hours. Outcomes. Professional forensic investigation begins immediately. IR team has experience with similar attacks. They provide structured response plan and timeline. $85,000 for emergency services that will take days to complete. You're still dependent on what your existing logs can tell them. IR team is only as good as the data you can provide. Discussion points. Is $85,000 emergency IR a sustainable security strategy? What if your security tools could have prevented the emergency entirely? What's the value of having the right capabilities built in versus paying for crisis response? Van Arsdale discovered the breach only after the data was already stolen. The ransom demand arrived before they even understood the full scope. The crisis became, how do we respond to extortion? But the real question should have been, how do we prevent the exfiltration in the first place? So what went wrong? There was no visibility into the unusual data access patterns and no automated blocking of bulk file transfers. This led to a 3-week gap between compromise and detection. The manual investigation couldn't keep pace with the attackers with the ransom demand arriving before Van Arsdale even knew what exactly was taken. Here's what could have helped. Van Arsdale can leverage the combined capabilities of the Microsoft Defender Suite and Microsoft Purview Suites for Business Premium. Defender XDR would have identified all 3 compromised accounts within hours of the first QR code scan. Automated investigation would have mapped the attack chain automatically, without the need for a days-long manual forensic examination. Intra-ID protection would have flagged session token abuse patterns immediately. Purview data loss prevention would have automatically detected and prevented the export of the sensitive client files. Purview Insider Risk Management would have alerted on the unusual access patterns of George Mass downloading files with sensitive content paired with suspicious login activity. Audit Premium would have provided visibility into which files were opened versus just being downloaded. Narrowing the scope of the investigation, using the solutions together would help make the difference. The ransom email would never have been sent because the attackers couldn't exfiltrate enough data to make their threat credible. Purview Data Loss Prevention would have blocked the downloads, and Defender XDR would have identified the compromise before massive exfiltration occurred. Part 3. An Unexpected Lifeline. Grace authorized the emergency IR engagement. Over the next 48 hours, the IR team made a crucial discovery. Van Arsdale implemented Microsoft sensitivity labels across all client documents over a year ago. Every file was classified and encrypted. The IR team checked the sensitivity label audit logs. Total files downloaded by attackers, 1,247 files, 47 gigabytes. Files actually opened and read, only 23 documents. Why? The sensitivity labels encrypted every file. The encryption keys are tied to authenticated Entra ID identities. Once Van Arsdale revoked the stolen session tokens, all those encrypted files became unreadable. Just encrypted gibberish. The attackers downloaded 47 gigabytes of data they couldn't open. The IR team executed a coordinated response, revoked all active sessions globally, reset credentials with enhanced security, implemented passkeys, passwordless authentication, validated all enrolled devices. By Saturday morning, the attackers' access was completely cut off. Their 47 gigabyte treasure became worthless. The damage assessment showed exactly what they had actually seen. 23 documents, some legal briefs, financial plans, consulting reports. Sensitive, but not catastrophic. Van Arsdale could notify affected clients with precision. Here's exactly what was accessed. Everything else remained encrypted. Client reactions shocked Grace. Instead of anger, they expressed appreciation. The precision and transparency increased trust. One client said, "Most firms would have no idea what was taken. This makes me trust you more." Total incident cost, $125,000. IR engagement, lost productivity, enhanced security implementations. What was avoided? $500,000 ransom, potential lawsuits, reputation destruction, and complete business disruption. But Grace knows the truth. They got lucky. The sensitivity labels saved them, but they spent $125,000 to learn what they should have known in hours. They were flying blind until experts arrived. Grace's assessment:
We dodged a bullet, but we can't run a business hoping to get lucky. We need better visibility, better detection, and better response capabilities built into our security infrastructure, not purchased during emergencies.
how will you build resilience?
Again, it's a question time, so we're looking forward for the options. It's quite simple. I think after all this presentation and video, I think this option is very much viewable, so everyone can answer very easily.
So we get option E.
Yes. Best option?
You invest in an enterprise-grade solution to protect against cyber threats while securing and governing critical business data. Combined benefits. Native integration with exiting business premium investment. Would have identified all three compromised accounts immediately and prevented data exfiltration. New capabilities built on tools already familiar to Jennifer and the existing MSP. It enables safe AI deployment. Grace can confidently pursue her agentic AI strategy. Incremental software costs of $15 per user per month or $18,000 annually. Requires investment in tuning during initial setup. Discussion points. What's the value of detecting threats in hours instead of weeks? Does increased annual cost compare to the cost and stress of an incident such as this? How does securing AI access now enable your business strategy for the next 5 years? Van Arsdale discovered the breach only after the data was already stolen. The ransom demand arrived before they even understood the full scope. The crisis became, how do we respond to extortion? But the real question should have been, how do we prevent the exfiltration in the first place? So what went wrong? There was no visibility into the unusual data access patterns and no automated blocking of bulk file transfers. This led to a 3-week gap between compromise and detection. The manual investigation couldn't keep pace with the attackers with the ransom demand arriving before Van Arsdale even knew what exactly was taken. Here's what could have helped. Van Arsdale can leverage the combined capabilities of the Microsoft Defender Suite and Microsoft Purview Suites for Business Premium. Defender XDR would have identified all 3 compromised accounts within hours of the first QR code scan. Automated investigation would have mapped the attack chain automatically, without the need for a days-long manual forensic examination. Intra-ID protection would have flagged session token abuse patterns immediately. Purview data loss prevention would have automatically detected and prevented the export of the sensitive client files. Purview Insider Risk Management would have alerted on the unusual access patterns of George Mass downloading files with sensitive content paired with suspicious login activity. Audit Premium would have provided visibility into which files were opened versus just being downloaded. Narrowing the scope of the investigation, using the solutions together would help make the difference. The ransom email would never have been sent because the attackers couldn't exfiltrate enough data to make their threat credible. Purview data loss prevention would have blocked the downloads, and Defender XDR would have identified the compromise.
So yeah, we already covered this activity, and looking to the paucity of the time, we'll just go and I know that we have only 10 minutes left, so we'll just go on the next session, and we'll just cover up. Hope my screen is visible, Rohan.
Yes, sir, it's visible. Your screen is visible.
Yeah, so this was just an activity that we covered, how the incident happened and how if they would have really prevented the incident by implementing the solutions rather than reactive. So like always there is important on the security posture. Most of the organizations implement the solutions when there is a breach, right? But it has to be prevented. It should not be reactive, and that's the whole story of this simulation, that how you can really implement business premium along with Defender and Purview suits, so it can really prevent at all the level. Why customers use Microsoft security? Because again, all-in-one protections, AI detection and response built in across the stack of Microsoft stack. You will have a maximum saving along with like productivity and security tools, and industry recognized as a security vendor. So I'll just go through it, like Microsoft Business Defender and Purview Suits, how you can add the Purview Suite on the Business Premium, maybe a $10 per user per month. And if you really combine these two suits, it is a $15 per user per month kind of a scenario where you get all this plan, and you can basically bundle it to the Business Premium as a base. Again, if you really look at it, why choose Microsoft Defender Suite? Because it enhances the security, which is reduces the cost, and industry recognized as a vendor. So instead of third-party tool, if you really implement this along with Microsoft as a productivity tool, 365, so you can always get good protection, and you can always have this at reduced cost, right? So Microsoft, if this is just an example, that if you really implement the Defender suite for Business Premium, then the 65% cost reduction per license, because if you do it separately in different plans, which I have shown earlier, then it might cost you more. But if you really integrate this with the Business Premium, then there is a cost reduction per license with end-to-end security. These are certain features, and I think Rohan will give you the presentation, shareable presentation, so you can always look at it on the comparisons, what it will add on a different threat protection or identity and access management. So Purview Suite, again, it is more of a data, protect your sensitive data, and compliance made simple mostly on the because of the e-discovery and retention in one place, and AI ready data protection, because AI is the strategy that any organization is implementing, and it can basically prevent you by that strategy on the AI ready data protection by Purview Suite. So again, the Purview Suite along with Business Premium will give you the around 47% of the cost saving per license, because you in this you are getting the enterprise grade compliance and data protection, because it is all only available in E5. E5 e-discovery and audit is only available in E5 suits, which are again, if you go separately and if you want this additional features, right, or a security, then you have to buy the E5. But it is giving the enterprise grade security along with business premium. So this is again a comparison what it can show. And why choose Defender and Purview together? Because it is again, as we have seen and I have explained and you have seen in the video, if we really implement all in one, we really want all in one protection, then this uh, against the cyber threats as well as securing and governing your data, right? So both the incidents or both the things, if we really want, then this Defender and Purview suits can really help. It can maximize the saving, and again, the Microsoft as a leader in the security side of it. So again, this is the cost comparison where you implement the Defender and Purview together with the business premium. So instead of the separate, you buy, if you really look, the $15 per user per month, which again a 68% cost reduction with comprehensive security and compliant capabilities, right? So all of this, if you really want different plans and that cost, and if you really combine with business premium add-on, then it will give you the lot of cost reduction as well, along with the security and compliance. So if core security, again the business premium, Defender, as we covered, that $10 and then $15. So these are the things which covers everything. If you really look at it, the business premium plus Defender and Purview suite, which cover entire security gamut of it, including the data and everything, right? So you are getting enterprise grade security and compliance even in SMB, where you can defend better, govern smarter, and buy simpler. These are the solutions which is really need, and you, along with the business premium as a base, you can always add for your security and data protection, as well as on a cost side as well. It can give you the savings along with the business premium. So yeah, so lower risk in the breach. If you implement this, reduce the risk of breach by 60%. Mean time to respond, 88% reduced time on a threat mitigation, and prevent data loss, prevent data from the unauthorized use across apps, services, and devices. Reduces cost by 40 to 50%. So better, more responsive protection with reduced risk is the key here. And now I think we have covered this security and business premium part of it. I hope that is mostly now you have a better understanding how a secure posture looks like, including the Microsoft security. First of all, why SMB is required the security. It is very important on the compliant and regulatory industry for the audits and the different thing. And now you have seen the demo, you have seen the simulation and the video, that how if you can really add these suits like a Defender and Purview, then it how you can be completely protected from identity or data or endpoint and everything, right? So now we'll just cover up the co-pilot, because now without AI we cannot finish the presentation or talk. So we also have Microsoft have also have the, like, you launched the co-pilot. It has been like more than 2 years now, but the mission is it is living the mission of Microsoft, that to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. So while we are using the co-pilot, we are actually increasing the productivity, personal productivity, where AI transformation supports the business growth through better productivity, creativity, and operation. So when we really look at the co-pilot for business, it individually, there is a individual efficiency of the employee or a personal productivity get increased. Then time is saving, increase the creativity, and it really implements or it really impacts the business value through revenue growth or a cost optimization and employee well-being. Because when you use the co-pilot, and this is the example that how Fortune 500 uses the Microsoft 365 Copilot. And I think overall, if you see this, it always reflect upon the productivity or time saving, as well as the revenue gains, everything, the stated example, either it is impacting the business revenue growth, or either they are actually saving the time. And always there is a the one time is the very you can say everybody has the problem is basically a time to manage the personal and professional thing, but Copilot really helps them to have the creativity and productivity along with whatever the KRAs or KPIs they are doing, right? So they can focus more on that. And Copilot in Microsoft 365, basically it will give you the access across the apps, right? So whether it is your PPT, whether it's a presentation, whether it is your email or a Teams, where nobody, if someone cannot is on the field and cannot join the meeting, you can have the transcribe, and you can have the summary of the Teams, you can draft the email, you can response it. So there are a lot of things can be automated. Presentation which took maybe a day long, which can you create in 2 or 3 hours by using Copilot. So there was a Copilot for everyone, but now now the Microsoft has launched 365 Microsoft 365 Copilot for business, which is like up to 300 seats. So even for SMB, now it is at a cheaper rate, because previously it was around $30. So it can be utilized across the M365 app. Even it can access through the Copilot Studio, and extend through the different agents also, and you can use it on multiple ways. The best use case is in definitely M365 apps, and then you can extend towards how you can build your prompt and Copilot on the Copilot Studio, right? So you can always have advanced management analytics, chat, Copilot chat, and it has inbuilt features which there are some comprehensive agent access or pre-built agents is available. So this is something that is we wanted to cover along with the security, because this is more about productivity, but Copilot and AI is the way to go, and every organization has that. And if you're already using Microsoft 365 business premium or any business suite, right? So this will give you the more productive to the employees and more productive time basically. So I think, yeah, that's all. Almost on time. Now we can take your questions. You can put it in the chat, open up for the discussion. And Rohan, maybe you can just tell what are the next steps in terms of any questions. Keep the chat open so we can respond to the questions as well.
Sure. Like if you have any kind of questions or queries regarding the Microsoft Business Premium security, collaboration tools, or Copilot from Microsoft, please feel free to ask. You can just drop the query in chat box, or you can just unmute and ask out the questions.
Yeah, we'll just wait for a couple of minutes. Someone, if there is any question, just put it in the chat, or maybe
Sure.
unmute and just ask the question.
Yeah.
Yes, it's almost 9:30 now, so we also need to finish it off in maximum by next 5 minutes. This was useful. You learned how the secure posture, and I hope that it can bring more clarity towards the security implementation through Business Premium and the different suites. So just, even if there is no question, just share your feedback. Was it useful, or was it more? If really whatever you can share, like it's open forum for all. Put it in the chat. That's okay if someone is
Yeah.
not able to speak.
Okay, sir. So, like, if there are no questions at the moment, that's absolutely fine. And if anything to your mind later comes in, you're always welcome to reach out to us. Even after the webinar, we will definitely help you. Thank you so much, everyone, for being the part of today's session. I hope this webinar gave you the clear insights how Microsoft Business Premium can strengthen your organization and help you to get the data breach, defend you from the data breach. And special thanks to Mr. Deepen sir for giving us the valuable knowledge regarding the Microsoft Business Premium. If you are looking to enhance the collaboration and secure the business data of your organization, we at iFour Technolab will delighted to offer the personalized consultation to access your current environment and recommend the best approach suited to your organization. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.